crowd on hand naturally at Soldier Field in Chicago, and a couple of teams that still very much feel like they have a chance. All right, Laura, thank you very much. Tampa Bay won the toss and deferred to getting the football to the second half. So out comes Jay Cutler. Boy, you talk about a lightning rod here in the Windy City. He would be at the very heart of that lightning bolt. Cutler in his 9th year out of Vanderbilt came over in the trade, of course, from Denver. And this is his 6th season in Chicago. Put it in the air into the hands of Alshon Jeffrey, and that'll be a gain of almost 4 on first down. So a second down. And the Buccaneers today are without their star Levante David. Been bothered with a hamstring injury, and he is inactive today. That one broken up in and out of the hands of Marquise Wilson.
Hey, light. Holding out here. Hey, bad. Hey, get up.
4-man rush. Cutler dumps it off to Forte, but he will be denied first down yardage, so it is 3 and out for Chicago on its opening drive of the afternoon. Big win over Washington, and that was directed by Josh McCown, who is so spectacular in a backup role, part-time starter role for the injured Jay Cutler here in Chicago a year ago. They fake it to Martin. McCown can run, and he'll throw it away. Under heavy pressure from Willie Young. Now McCown has been. Buccaneers have Doug Martin back and healthy. Missed the last 3 games with an ankle injury. And they give him the football. Buried at the line of scrimmage, maybe picked up the yard. 3rd down and 9 coming up. Chicago on defense, it has been a rough year. They are giving up 29 points per game, and only 3 teams have allowed more yards per game.
Well, I think the spotlight today is going to be on the rookie Mike Evans. Leads all rookies with 794 yards receiving, and he has made the impact that you expect out of a first-round wide receiver.
And it's been a great year all over the NFL for rookie wide receivers. And Evans might be the best of the bunch. Vincent Jackson, and that is a first down up to the 33-yard line.
Vincent Jackson one-on-one against Tim Jennings. Is able to press that all the way to the pylon, get Jennings back on his heels to turn his back, come back to the football. That is something that Vincent Jackson has been well known for, his ability to convert on 3rd down. He's been doing it at 89% since 2012.
Into the hands of Martin. And good running room. That'll be a gain of 7. Bringing up 2nd and 3. We talked about Chicago on defense. They've had so many injuries the entire year, and the numbers are not pretty.
They're not, but I think the person that you want to talk about is the rookie Kyle Fuller. You know, this guy has made an immediate impact. He's taken on that role as the Bears defensive back to create turnovers and really go one-on-one against their best players. And we're going to see that matchup today against a big Mike Evans.
Yeah. Go.
Martin again. And no running room this time. Lost a half yard. 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Buccaneers, coming off a very impressive win last week against the Washington Redskins, 27-7. The Bears on defense last week were much better than they have been most of this year. And that ended a 3-game losing streak for Chicago.
Hey, Mickey, Jelly.
Showing blitz up the middle for the Bears defense right now. They're both back out.
It's going to be very interesting to spot Lance Briggs step for step. with Doug Martin out of the backfield, and already the signal given for a first down.
We see Jonathan Bostic and Lance Briggs mugged up there in the A gaps, both sides of the center. They both drop out into coverage. Doug Martin is able to slide underneath and convert that third down.
Many forget what a weapon Martin is when he is healthy. He had a spectacular rookie year, both running the football and catching the ball out of the backfield. Had over 1,900 yards from scrimmage. But he's been hurt for the better part of 2 years. Catch made by Luke Stocker on first down. That'll be a gain of almost 6, so second down and 4 coming up. That rookie year in 2012, first-round pick out of Boise State. Martin rushed for over 1,500, had nearly 2,000 yards from scrimmage. It was the third most ever by an NFL rookie. But they just had a hard time keeping him healthy and on the field.
He's been very injury plagued, and it's hurt this offense not having a single back to play every single game for him.
Four-man rush. Miscommunication there by Evans. And his quarterback, Josh McCown. Nice play to drive. High throw. Rainey, what a catch. And picks up the first down to the Chicago 44. Beautifully done there by Bobby Rainey.
Look at the focus, the concentration, keeps his eyes on that football and is able to continue to grab that one. That was a nice formation by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They brought Brandon Meyer in the backfield to add extra protection to give Josh McCown that time to deliver that football.
They've been rotating Martin, Rainey, most recently the rookie Charles Sims in and out of the backfield. McCown to throw it on first down, and again finds a tight end. That's Austin Safarian Jenkins, another good down on first down. And we check in for the first time today. David Laura. Kurt, thank you very much. McCown has hit 5 different receivers. And on second down, buried behind the line of scrimmage is Martin. And the first Bear to meet him there was Washington.
Cornelius Washington is going to dart inside. That one-on-one matchup against Javorsky Land, he cannot take him. Nice tackle for a loss there. In the run game, the biggest thing that you can do to disrupt any offense is get penetration, and the Bears defense is doing it right now.
Mel Tucker in his second year as defensive coordinator of the Bears. Tampa Bay 3 out of 3 on third downs on this first drive of the game. Hit as he throws, McCown, and tipped and intercepted by Chris Conte. McCown took the shot from Stephen Pyatt. Tampa Bay. But the Bears putting the pressure on McCown, forcing the interception. Back on offense, the Bears. And good running room for Forte. That'll be a gain of close to 9 on first down.
Nice blitz design right here by Mel Tucker. They're going to run a TE twist inside, which causes that pressure in the face of Josh McCown. They're able to get back in coverage. You see Chris Conte sit right in his spot of the defense and create the turnovers that the Bears said that they need to have in order to win this football game.
Second down and 1 after the 9-yard carry by Forte.
Hey, 59 post.
The rookie Kadeem Carey slipped a tackle in the backfield, but still dropped for a loss. Ori Lemon, who is starting in place of Levante David, breaking through to drop Carey back to the 30-yard line. Third down and 3 coming up.
This is exactly where the Bears offense want to be on third down. You know, the thing that they did last week, they converted 10 of 17 third downs, but 9 of those third downs were third or 5 or less. This is the position that they want to be in.
Well, they're taking a look at Matt Forte. Don't know if it's his cleats or if it's some kind of injury over there on the Chicago sideline, but he is standing right by the bench. Cutler looking around. And he is sacked. Back at the 29-yard line, Ja'Quez Smith. What a pickup he has turned out to be for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So after the penalty, the ball will be moved up to the 45-yard line. We talked about Tampa Bay, Dave alluding they had, even in that win last week, they still had 11 penalties. They've had 4 games of 10 or more this year. And Forte is back on the field for Chicago.
Mike 9. Mike 9. Yep. Hey, go 51. Hey, 51. 180. Yeah. 180.
Dropped by Martellus Bennett, and unfortunately for Jay Cutler and the Bears, he's done a lot of that this year. That is his 6th drop pass of the season.
As a former teammate of Martellus Bennett, I know he's going to be disappointed when he comes back. To him, he's going to come up with a play.
He was your teammate in your final season last year with the Giants after his first 4 years in the NFL with Dallas. That was 2 years ago. It's his 2nd year with Chicago this year. And he's been a good pickup. Forte across the 45. It'll bring up 3rd down and long.
He most certainly has. And where I think today he's going to make his biggest impact is when they get down into the red zone.
Bennett in 26 games as a Bear has 118 receptions. He has become one of the best receiving tight ends in the NFL. Buccaneers showing blitz. They hit the quarterback Robert Griffin III 11 times last week, sacking him 6. Good protection here. And Brandon Marshall, a 1st down reception to the Buccaneer 40-yard line.
Brandon Marshall at the bottom of the screen. You're going to see him break it off, run that post to the inside. Sits right in the pocket with all the defensive backs backing up. Converts to 3rd down. Last 2 weeks, he has caught 15 balls for 212 yards and 3 touchdowns. I'm expecting a big game out of Brandon Marshall.
He's been playing hurt most of this year. Was one ankle early in the year. Injured the other ankle a couple of weeks ago. Cutler in trouble and sacked all the way back to the 48-yard line. The play had been blown dead. Ball came loose, but the whistle had blown. And Major Wright, of course, originally a Chicago Bear and a starter each of the last 4 years. 2nd down and 20. And they set up the screen to Forte. One out of bounds at the 45, so it'll still be very long yardage to try and keep this drive alive. They spotted at the 44-yard line. They need to get to the Tampa Bay 29, 3rd and 15. Bears went 8-8 under then first-year head coach Mark Trestman a season ago. Of course, he had 5 years coaching in the Canadian Football League with Montreal, where he won a couple of Grey Cup titles. Many years as an offensive coordinator in the NFL. 3rd down and hit from behind is Cutler, and that's a live football. Hit by Gerald McCoy, and the fumble recovered by McDonald. So the Buccaneers answer their own turnover, forcing a turnover. And especially this season, he has 18 of them. That's most in the NFL, but hard to get on him about that last one. First carry of the day for the rookie Charles Sims, and it's a loss of 3.
Gerald McCoy is able to get that sack fumble right there, but it was a very nice play designed by Leslie Frazier. He shows the linebackers in those A-gaps blitzing, so Forte has to step up, creates one-on-one matchups, and Gerald McCoy was able to get the best out of De La Puente on that one.
Bears are without again Jordan Mills, their regular right tackle, which is forcing De La Puente into the starting lineup at left guard. He has been a center primarily during his NFL career. 2nd and 11. Great protection this time. Sims out of the backfield and not a lot of room. Let's check in downstairs with Laura.
Tom, after that interception, Jay Cutler was over on the sideline walking up to the receivers, offensive lineman pointing to himself saying, "That's on me." Something I talked to him about before the game. Right now, with this offensive line that's changed this season, he's still working on that trust. He told me that's something that he does during the game right now, going up to those offensive linemen, talking to them, making sure the communication is open, and especially taking responsibility when it's on him, which he did.
Buccaneers 3 out of 4 on 3rd down. The count off his back foot, but Safarian Jenkins left alone. And that's a first down to the 34-yard line on the final.
That's it. At the end of the day, W's and losses. Whether you win ugly or not, it's a win.
First down, little delay, and they give it to Sims. Pretty nifty running there across the 30 down to the 28-yard line. First quarter going by, and not a reception yet by the outstanding rookie, #1 pick out of Texas A&M. He was Johnny Manziel's favorite target the last couple of years, and that is Mike Evans, coming off a week where he was named the NFC's Offensive Player of the Week. 7 catches, 209 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He might be the single hottest wide receiver in the NFL.
Hey, let's. 4-6. 58.
Sims again. First down and then some down to the 19.
Doing a very nice job of zone blocking on the front side. They're able to get to the second level with Evan Dietrich Smith. With this back, Charles Sims, they said, get him to the second level. Let him make one cut. He has the elusiveness and speed that they need at that back position. And Lovie Smith said he's a young player, but he has a lot of the same attributes as Matt Forte.
That's exactly the name he brought up with us a few weeks ago when they were activating Sims for the first time all year. He was injured during training camp and had ankle surgery in August. Looking for Evans, wide open, touchdown Buccaneers. He beat fellow rookie Kyle Fuller down the sideline and may get a penalty flag for taunting Fuller after the touchdown reception, and that's something that Cutler and Chicago can even this thing up. First down from their own 45-yard line. Turned and handed off to Forte, and he is wrapped up after a gain of a yard by Isaiah Fry, another former Bear. And we check in downstairs with Laura.
Tom, earlier in the first quarter, we watched Matt Forte on the sideline. He was simply changing shoes, which is probably going to be pretty common. Soldier Field put in a new field last week. First time it's wet. Guys are testing. But this last series, trainers were looking at Forte's right knee. It's been bothering him. He's been testing it. So he's in, but keep an eye on that.
51.
Yeah, he certainly will. Certainly the Bears will. Sitting down right in the middle of that zone is Marshall. Third down coming up. And let's check in the game break back in Los Angeles with Kurt Menefee.
Tom Brady throwing a touchdown pass to a tight end. Not Gronk, Tim Wright. 4 yards on the score. They lead Detroit at the start of the second quarter, 7-3. Tom, David, and Laura.
Of course, Tim Wright, that was a big deal just before the season got underway. When they traded away, did these Buccaneers right to New England for the Pro Bowl left guard, 6-time Pro Bowl left guard, Logan Mankins.
51. Hey, man.
Tampa Bay showing blitz again.
They're down at 3. Cutler had it batted down and nearly intercepted. That ball tipped and in and out of the hands of Mason Foster. So they get the great field position. They can't do anything with it. And a chorus of boos rains down. Second quarter, Tampa Bay with a 7-0 lead from their own 2-yard line. Riggs on the tackle of Doug Martin. To the up man, they give it to Jaworski Lane. Third down and long from right at the 5-yard line. and 6 from just outside their own 5. All day to throw, and now McCown caught from behind. Penalty flag on the field. DeMontre Hurst caught him from behind, blitzing from the corner position.
That's just relentless pressure. You're going to see him coming off to the left side of your screen on the blitz. They drop out inside. They only bring Briggs. Here he comes screaming off the edge. Collins isn't able to get that set to cut him off. Known coaches right now in Bears history.
After, of course, the all-time legendary Papa Bear.
Of course. That goes without saying.
Yes. 1 yard carry, but you know, it does go to show, though, that really the time in which we live. Now, I was living here in Chicago when Coach Ditka took over, and obviously they were building that thing up, turned into eventually, as most know, a Super Bowl title team. But because everybody loved Coach Ditka and his history here and as a player, not nearly the heat in the press and from the fans as it was for Lovey, and nowhere near what it is right now for Mark Trestman. Incomplete on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Yep.
Good back. Hey, Nally.
Showing blitz, so they bring Martellus Bennett, the tight end, into the backfield.
And here they come. Able to get it away. And that is a 1st down catch made by Marquise Wilson. And the crowd will now cheer.
Nice job by Jay Cutler bringing Martellus Bennett and the offensive line being in sync with the tight end. They switch off that twist. Martellus Bennett is able to slide in, pick up that protection. And then you see outside Wilson catching that ball and converting.
First down to the Buccaneers 38. Lay it off to Dante Rosario, the backup to Martellus Bennett at the tight end position. And out of Forte slips into the outside, breaks a couple of tackles, flag down. And he is short of a 1st down, run out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Illegal blocking.
They could have got either one of them there.
Hey. 51.
2nd down and 14. Cutler fires high for Kadeem Carey. Well, we talked about Cutler. I mean, when he throws a pass to convert and move the chains on a 1st down, attempts, passing yards, 300-yard games, second only to the great Sid Luckman, and touchdown passes, and he'll own that record one day. Screen to Forte. Well short of a 1st down. And once more, Jaquise Smith averaging barely over 2 yards per play in this game. 1st down. They hand it off to Sims, and he's off the right side. That'll be a gain of 3. Talk about maybe the hottest receiver.
I think with the change of defensive rules and the penalties, it's really allowed these wide receivers coming in as rookies to make an impact immediately.
Well, that had a very odd look to it there. It appeared as though McCown wanted to go down the field and didn't want to lay it off to Sims. Blitz coming, and McCown had a couple of open receivers. He had Lewis Murphy standing at the 25-yard line, and there was not a Bear within 10 yards of him. Green Bay, and they're tied at 7 late in the 2nd quarter.
Let's go black. Hey, let's go white, 19. Check it out.
Hand it off to Forte. Nearly tripped up from behind, and Forte continues to have Well, not so much that time getting up. The last 2 times he has touched the football, David, it looked like he had a hard time getting up.
Laura reported on the sidelines that the trainers were looking at that right knee. And throughout everything that has happened, the ups and downs of this season, Matt Forte continued to prove all season throughout the adversity. He comes to play every single Sunday.
Well, he is some kind of player. To think he lasted to the second round coming out of Tulane in 2008. He has just had a great career. As soon as you say that about him, it's throwing down around his knees, and he can't get it. All right, yesterday, with an extended period of time to talk about that entire college football playoff. A job well done by all. Cutler dumps it off to Forte. Slips a couple of tackles. Short of a first down. There is a penalty flag down. This might be a second penalty. To play until halftime and a 7-0 lead. Martin close to the 40. That'll be a gain of 3 on first down. Tripped up by Fuller. You know, you look at Tampa Bay's record, 2 wins, 8 losses, got their second win last week. They have only been blown out of 2 games this entire year. Their other 6 losses have come by a combined 35 points. 6 losses.
That's the thing that Lovie Smith said is you can continue to make progress and become a better football team. But at the end of the day, if you don't see a W, you don't reap the rewards of it.
4 of those 6 losses, they've had a lead in the 4th quarter. Good running room here for Martin, and that is a first down right at midfield. Chicago on defense. Not bad today, especially against the run. They have the big hit that forced the interception. And everyone associated with that Bears defense has taken a ton of heat from the fans and the media here in Chicago over the last couple of years. McCown, good protection, and looking down the sideline and tried to thread the needle in there to Vincent Jackson, incomplete.
Nice protection by the offensive
board. The 2 back-to-back this year against Brady and Rodgers.
During that time, they gave up 15 passing touchdowns without a single interception. Against every other quarterback they faced this year, they've given up 9 touchdowns, but on the other side, they've created 9 interceptions off of it.
In fairness, they had their all-pro corner Charles Tillman hurt. They've had other players, Jeremiah Ratliff, Lance Briggs, DJ Williams, Jonathan Bostic, Chris Conti, among others. Now Lamar Houston, all out with injuries. It's a 3rd down and 10 here. Trying to get the ball back one more time before half. Only a 4-man rush. And that's just a missed throw right there. Safarian Jenkins was open. Don't know if he had reached the first UCLA.
Mike right.
That one bounced to Bennett. 2nd down and 10. Over. Led to the only score of the game. This time he gets it there to Bennett. And a wave of Buccaneers there to greet him at the 37-yard line, led by Mason Foster. And this is a very important 3rd and 9 just for morale. And they don't get it. Poorly thrown ball. It looked to be low.
But that's the thing, is that that's a mismatch at the other places. Obviously, there's the emphasis going after Marshall and going after Jeffrey. So when you get your opportunity to catch a football in a big moment, you've got to come up with it. That's your responsibility as a receiver. Brandon
Marshall trying to don't know if encourage would be the right word there. Marquise Wilson after that drop. 8 possessions, 4 times, 3 and out for the Bears on offense. Play clock at 1:40. And McCown fires it in there. And still on his feet is Murphy after a couple of spin moves. And he's off to the races. Run out of bounds and a flag comes along with it. That might be a face mask. Run out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
The road is everything. Watch the football.
They're backed up 5 more yards. And a drop by Rainey. 2nd and 5. Set up the screen to Bobby Rainey. And very close to a first down, just short to the 28-yard line. And another penalty flag.
Where Megan's had to hit him in the back.
Gravy, 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 gravy. Go.
2nd down and 23. And McCown gets rid of it. Incomplete. Jared Allen, first time he called his name.
And I know that a lot of fans and I think about for a defensive end.
3rd down and 23. And the catch is made for a first down on a 3rd and 23 to Vincent Jackson. Four-man rush, 3 and again to Rainey. Slips by a couple of tackles, dragged down at the 19-yard line by Christian Jones. Clock under 45 seconds. Briggs walking back to the Bears locker room. 2nd down and 6. Tampa Bay burning a lot of time here.
Yeah. Go.
They have 2 timeouts remaining. First down catch to the 10-yard line. They'll probably spend a timeout here. Brandon Myers, his first catch. And up there in a collision with the tight end.
Today was his 170th start. That would be a tough loss for this defense right now in this game.
25 seconds left. 1st and goal. McCown in trouble. And sacked back to the 14-yard line. That's Jeremiah Ratliff. And a timeout called by Tampa Bay.
And final team timeout. Tampa, 30-second timeout.
Well, that is a costly sack in having to burn that last timeout.
Jeremiah Ratliff right here at the 3 technique, which is outside the shoulder of the guard, is able to quick swim it through and just continue to press and push. And I've seen Jeremiah Ratliff
being injured. He's 2nd down and goal. Looking to the end zone. Incomplete. Good coverage out there by Jennings on Vincent Jackson.
Get those 6- and 7-man protections like they had last week to get Jay Cutler comfortable, get that offense going.
4-man rush to the end zone. Boy, and McCown, you better get down on both knees in appreciation that that was not intercepted.
Trying to
Run game going. Tom?
I will see if they get that going right away. On 1st down, they shift to that side where Briggs would normally be and overload that left side. And they run it right up through the gut. That'll be a gain of a yard on 1st down. So the groin injury, and we showed you to your left there, 55, just a collision with a tight end. And the groin injury.
You see his left foot underneath him slide. He doesn't get into the turf, and you see him right away feel that groin and go down.
I thought it was a tight end. That was Mike Evans. And you see the man right there, 59, Christian Jones, rookie out of Florida State, replacing Briggs. Nearly intercepted.
Yourself in a worse position.
Another injury to the Bears defense. We understand Kyle Fuller is out for the remainder of the game with a knee injury. Screen set up, flag down. More than likely holding against Tampa Bay.
Holding.
How this second stanza plays out. Bears are only down 10-0, and Cutler coming out throwing. And finds Marshall a first down. So the Bears had 3 first downs the entire first half. They get a first down on 1 play. For Cutler and the Bears. And they give it to Forte. Good running room. And he's inside the 35, down to the 33-yard line. First half, only 3 first downs. Cutler sacked 3 times, had a fumble, which led to a Tampa Bay touchdown. A couple of balls chipped, a couple of balls dropped, one by Bennett, that one by Wilson. Well, here to begin this second half. Completed pass to Marshall, 14-yard run by Forte. And going up to get it, Martellus Bennett, and it's 1st and goal, Chicago.
Great catch by Martellus Bennett. He is going to run that crossing route. He is able to get behind Dane Fletcher, who just came in for Mason Foster, cut that ball all the way across, and get that at the highest point at 6'5", catch that football, turn it up, get yards after carry. As I stated earlier, he's a guy who bounces back from adversity as a former teammate. And this, I'd watch him right now. I said in the red zone, this is when he explodes.
3 plays, 3 first downs in his second half. Forte sneaks inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal for the Bears. Boy, football's a funny game, isn't it, David?
I already
played
like
it well for a long time.
I already like what they're doing offensively. Getting the ball to Matt Forte, getting the ball to Brandon Marshall right away, using the streak route across to open things up. This is the Bears offense that we know that we're capable of seeing.
Now Bennett on a 2nd and goal will come to the sideline. And Cutler out of shotgun.
I'd watch Jeffrey.
Hand it off. Forte. Short. Down to the 2, 3rd down and goal. And this is where teams tend to really overthink. You and I have talked about this before, David. 3rd down from the 1 or the 2-yard line, the decision, pass or run.
When you think about this football game, all the changes, the game is won at the line of scrimmage. And you have all these weapons, all these threats. But if you want to get your offensive line comfortable and confident, you put it on their shoulders, you run the football.
They're going to throw it. And it is a touchdown to Jeffrey.
Jeffrey down at the bottom of the screen. He's going to release inside. They bring Martellus over to cross it over. You see the confusion in the backfield. You see Major Wright stop and pause to look. Gives that time for Jeffrey to take that ball.
So now do the Buccaneers have an answer? 59. Sims cuts it back the other way. And that'll be a gain of close to 5 on 1st down for the rookie Charles Sims. Sims had an incredible collegiate career, played his first 3 years at Houston, piling up yards as a runner, as a receiver, graduated in 3 years, had 1 year of eligibility left. and went to the wide open attack at West Virginia, where he played his senior year. Pump fake, and that had no chance of being completed. Talked about to begin the second half, the Bears without two.
You've got to watch the football because you can't keep pushing yourself back in these 3rd and longs.
I mean, 3rd and 5 becomes 3rd and 10. And dropped. Is the football loose? It may have come loose. Paya on the hit. The question is, did he recover the ball? Apparently, account still has it. But it is 3 and out by the Chicago defense.
Right up the middle, Paya is able to press through. They actually ran a stunt with him and Willie Young. They didn't pass it off up front as a Tampa Bay offensive line who was able to receiver. Stephen Paya getting his 5th sack on the season, knocking down Josh McCown, but I don't think he realized that the ball was out. You see him picking himself up. He's getting out. A little crafty veteran move right there by Josh McCown, being able to pull that one back in.
After the penalty, first down run by Forte, a good run by Forte to the 39-yard line.
And this is what this Bears offensive line did last week against the Minnesota Vikings in the second half, and they're starting to do it right now. They're starting to set the physical tone up front, and they're moving the line of scrimmage and creating big holes at the point of attack.
Bears without their regular right tackle again, Jordan Mills, forcing Michael Olive, their regular left guard, out to right tackle. We mentioned earlier Brian De La Fuente, for many years, a center for the New Orleans Saints, now playing left guard. Forte smothered by Danny Lansana. 3rd down coming up.
You know, you think about the years in the history and the past of the Bears organization, Jimbo Coverts and Tom Thayers. That was a group together for 7 straight years that they really formed that cohesiveness. Last season, they had every single starter the entire year. So early in this season, the moves, the different adjustments that they've had to make, this is the 2nd week in a row that they've had this group.
Hey, good. Mike, you're at 59. What do you got? 59.
3rd down and 5.
Hey, get up.
The light rain continues to fall, and they swing it out to Forte, and that is a beautiful play made by Jonathan Banks. That is cornerback play 101.
57.
Buccaneers with the football, leading 10-7. And Martin for maybe 2. Let's check in downstairs with a wet Laura Oakman.
Very much so. It's been a kind of a nice sprinkle for most of the game.
Is that what it is?
Well, that's what it was earlier,
Okay.
Tom. If you could see me now, and I would put this hood down, you would see it's a lot worse than that. This is the heaviest it's been. The Bears were saying that they really came out here early and checked out this field. As I said, this is a new field from last week. They put that new sod down, that new sand, so it would be firm. But it's definitely getting a little more slick out here. I know all the Bears went with the 7 stud with their shoes today, with their cleats. But I'm over on the Bucs side seeing how they're dealing with it. They're not used to this field or this weather right now.
Well, now, Laura, let me ask you a question. You have been living in California for quite some time now, but you are a Midwestern girl at heart, a Chicago girl. Please don't tell me you're going soft in the rain.
Going. I'm long gone.
All right. Fair enough.
Do it.
Second down. And that one is dropped. Throw is low. Would not have been a first down. But Evans. They're coming after McCown. He steps up. He's going to run it. And he has a first down to the 35-yard line, although there is a penalty flag now. Behind.
Other teams are on the road opposing offenses. When they go in that silent count, they'll change up that head, going once up, go back down, go to silent 2. Unfortunately on that one, he jumped too early and they had a free play.
First down of this second half by the Buccaneers. And a first down carry by Martin, and not much running room there. Lovie Smith telling Laura Oakman at halftime, we'd like to start running the ball a little better. But the Bears defense giving up just barely over 3 yards per carry so far.
Stephen Paea and Jeremiah Ratliff did a very nice job right away. Clinic work. They got their hands inside, were able to press the offensive lineman of the Bucs back and maintain that line of scrimmage.
Hey, do left. Do left.
Second down and 9, a low snap handled by McCown. And now he's in trouble, and he is caught. Ball is loose, and the Bears have recovered. It looked like David Bass stripped it away, and Christian Jones covered it up.
That's his pursuit right here. David Bass, number 91. You're going to see DeMar Dotson gets a good first punch on him, but he doesn't finish. Play the play to the whistle. He follows him down, tracks him, is able to get another big play for this Bears defense and put their offense in great scoring position.
David Bass out of Missouri Western State. They picked him off waivers from the Oakland Athletics. Apparently wasn't good, or the Oakland Raiders wasn't good enough to play for the Raiders. Maybe the Athletics gave him a try too after the Raiders cut him loose. All right, the Bears are in business. They have trailed the entire way. But now 10-7 with 4:57 to play in the third quarter. Forte to the end zone.
Martellus Bennett does a nice job cutting off the backside. Alshon Jeffrey getting a huge block to give Matt Forte that lane. And just the determination. Keeps those legs driving, pumping. Huge momentum switch right now for the Chicago Bears.
Boy, no kidding. They forced the touchdown. Bears defense has stepped up to begin this second half as well. And they've done it again Monday with the interception off the tip ball. And they're saying he is down at the 15-yard line. Another terribly thrown ball by McCown. High, tipped into the air, and easy picking for Ryan Monday.
You see it. You can't really see him, but he's going to come out of the backfield. He slides out. Looks like he's going to give that chip protection. But that ball is just thrown high. That's the tip drill right there. That ball gets tipped. Defensive backs work this each and every week. Big interception, and after, Josh McCown took a monster hit.
That was, of course, after the pass had already been thrown.
Hit it. Congratulations to him. His number was retired yesterday at his alma mater.
Forte trying to shove him down to the goal line. Tackled, looks like the 2.
Now that is a surge by the offensive line. You get in a scrum like that, every single one of the Bears offensive linemen continue to press and push that ball. And that's how they've been successful this second half, physically dominating up front right now.
They're going to hurry him up to the line of scrimmage. Give it right back to Forte. And denied the end zone. So a third down and goal. Upcoming for Chicago. Now the last time they had third and goal from a 2-yard line, they threw the ball. That was a touchdown pass to Jeffrey, where they lined him up, you may remember, far left side of the formation and had him come back towards the middle of the field and just sit down.
Martellus Bennett ran the over the top. He was able to run the underneath. Got Major Wright to stop for that split second. And Jay Cutler delivered it.
They're going to run it this time. And again, it'll be Forte to the end zone for a touchdown.
Right at the point of attack. Huge double team by Roberto Garza, the longtime center, and Kyle Long. They always say score with your defensive linemen. They push them all the way back. Huge momentum play, huge drive. Way to lean on your big men up front.
So back-to-back turnovers from the defense, putting Cutler and company on a very short field, and they have wasted no time.
Buccaneers, talk about the defense stepping up, creating turnovers, and wreaking havoc on Josh McCown's homecoming back to Chicago.
And, you mentioned about the adjustments you make at halftime. But David,
they do, and the Bears defense has responded earlier in this game. They've been creating the pressure and the havoc that they needed to at the line of scrimmage. But now what they're doing is they're creating the turnovers that they said that they needed in this football game, and they couldn't have come at a better time for the Bears.
So there's Evans. They go to him for a gain of 8. Back-to-back good plays for the Buccaneers on offense.
Mike Evans at the bottom of the screen, just running off. You see the coverage backed up, scared that he was going to go deep. He just knows to sit down, and ball's thrown right to him.
This game a long way from being over at 21-10. Don't know where that one was going. Boy, they had Luke Stock.
But when they're receiving that much attention, you've got to go to somebody else. You've got to use your other outlets in your progressions.
Low snap handled well by McCown, and there's an open receiver that he finds, and that's Murphy to the 35-yard line. And that's precisely what we were just talking about. Those throws have been there today.
Louis Murphy is going to run that deep slant in and to the post. Delivered beautifully right there by Josh McCown, but today it's been inconsistent the way that he's throwing the football. Whether it's too high, too low, behind the receiver. In order for them to thrive in the second half, he's got to throw footballs like that.
Tampa Bay on the move. They hand it off to Rainey. Slips behind those big offensive linemen, and he's down to the 31-yard line. Of course, there were many here in Chicago that were wondering, would you even consider not bringing Cutler back and handing the job to a guy who for 11 years was a backup, bouncing around team after team after team. McCown finally getting a chance to start now with the Buccaneers before the injury, and now back from injury. And he throws on the run, and the catch is made by Vincent Jackson. It's 1st and goal, Tampa Bay, and he fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball at the 7-yard line. Picked up by Tim Jennings. 3rd turnover of this half by the Buccaneers.
This defense has showed in the second half and throughout this game. This is the monsters of the midway defense. Attacking, aggressive, physical, sure tackling.
Is the ball loose? They're going to take a look at it. They may say he's down.
He's down with that elbow.
This could be reversed. And for those of you, most of you know, on every change of possession, there doesn't have to be a challenge here. It's automatically under review. Now, you saw his right elbow is not on the ground yet. That's the arm the ball was in. The question is the left elbow down?
That's what we're all looking at right now. We're going to see with the officials. There's the hand. There's the elbow. I think he's down.
Well, Mike Pereira, I know, is standing by in Los Angeles, part of our regular crew each and every Sunday. Mike Pereira, how do you see this?
Well, I actually think he's down.
They're going to throw it on 1st down in the hands of Jeffrey. Put a move on Banks to get by him and run out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Nice play, running that little quick screen to Jeffrey, getting him in open space. Able to put one quick move. Jonathan Banks comes up with a missed tackle, and Jeffrey showing his ability to continue.
They just forced a third, and they have the football from their own 37-yard line. Kadeem Carey on first down for a couple of yards. Started with a strip by David Bass, which led to a Forte touchdown. Interception by Mundy led to a Forte touchdown. And now only the second lost fumble in the career of Vincent Jackson. It would have been first and goal Tampa Bay, with a chance to get right back in this thing. Fourth turnover of the game for the Buccaneers. Drop it off to Bennett, and that's a nice tackle made in the open field by Werner.
Werner's known as a short tackling corner. You know, since 2010, he's got the 4th most tackles with 320. So for him to be able to come up with an open field tackle against, you know, a bigger Martellus Bennett, it's a big stop right there, because Martellus was definitely going to extend a change right there.
Well, you get the feeling that Tampa Bay is in desperate need of a momentum changer. I mean, everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong in this second half.
51 to Mike. 51 Mike. Sit up.
Good protection. Cutler lofts it too far for Brandon Marshall. Werner in coverage, and the Bears, for the first time here in the second half, will punt. McCown drops it off for Rainey, and he is sandwiched out to the 28-yard line. Live on Fox Sports Go. There's some big college football games coming up over the next couple of weeks. Big ones. McCown steps in, and somehow that ball was not intercepted by Jonathan Bostic, and it was caught by Vincent Jackson. How in the world did that happen?
I don't know. Jonathan Bostic has his eyes the entire time right through Josh McCown. He gets that jump, has the perfect angle. That just went right through his arms.
Oh. Bostic can't believe it. So it is a first down for the Buccaneers at the 42-yard line, and McCown again looking around, scrambling, buying time, throws it out of bounds. 12:03 to play. Against Cleveland. I mean, it's almost inconceivable, but it's true. The Buccaneers could have 3 wins at the end of the day today if they could come back, and they'd be a game out of first. Let's send it back to L.A. to Joel Klatt. Starting to look like that by the end of this day, it will be again the Green Bay Packers sitting atop the NFC North. Detroit is getting level at New England. Third down. McCown gets it away under pressure, incomplete. Do you even consider at their own 11-yard line, leading 21-10? Forte shot down at the 15 after a gain of 4 by Bradley McDougald.
Once again, the Bears offensive line doing a nice job getting to the second level after securing the line of scrimmage and giving Matt Forte those lanes that he needs.
And really, this Bears offense, which did nothing in the first half. They had 3 first downs in the entire half. They had first downs on each of their first 3 plays to begin the second half. Forte, a big reason why. They've been able to do it through the turnovers and almost exclusively running the football. I'm getting short for Josh McCown and the Buccaneers. I think Kadeem Carey faked that. Is that ball loose? Buccaneers are saying it's a fumble.
That ball came out, but was he down?
Was ruled. Second down.
Yep, knees down.
Clock winding down to 9 minutes, and the Bears in no hurry to break that huddle. Still with 11 seconds on the play clock. Jay Cutler can see that play clock right straight ahead in the back of the end zone. Wisely lets it roll down to 2. Forte tripped up. It'll bring up 3rd down, and this is a must stop here for Tampa Bay, really, to have any hope of winning this game. Bears get another 1st down. They can run that clock, minus, of course, a turnover. Under the 6-minute range, you're in a pile of trouble in a 2-possession game.
That's exactly what the Bears want to do. They convert here, control the time of possession right now, and just let that clock tick, tick, tick.
They need to get to the 30 and right out across the 34-yard line. 4-man rush. Cutler steps up, incomplete. Behind them, birthday wishes to Jordan Wolf, our broadcast associate, getting done with all the graphics today. Slipping a tackle is Lewis Murphy, and he's up to the 45-yard line.
Josh McCown has had a rough day, especially here in the second half. The interceptions, getting sacked, the fumble that was created right here. And the Bears have taken advantage of every single one of those attempts that he has had that hasn't gone his way.
Well, they're in hurry-up mode now, down a couple of scores. Rolling, throwing, incomplete.
He always harped before games, penalties and turnovers single-handedly lose football games.
Underthrown ball, McCown hit as he threw, bring a 3rd down. I mean, you look at these Bears this season, and for all the talk this year starting in week 4, but they went back to Josh McCown a couple of weeks ago. McCown rolling, looks down the field, throws it down the field, and it is caught by Vincent Jackson. Boy, that was a duck under pressure from McCown, but had enough on it to find Jackson in a critical 1st down.
McCown showing his athletic ability of being able to get out of that sack, keeps his eyes downfield, and is able to put that ball out there for Vincent Jackson to go up and get.
Clock continues to run. Well, Tampa Bay's got to get it moving a little bit here. They burned almost the entire play clock just getting to the line of scrimmage, and McCown caught from behind by Cornelius Washington. And that play clock is running, and nobody is running for the Buccaneers.
The best pass rush is a coverage, and the best coverage is a pass rush. See that Bears coverage are able to completely take the wide receivers out of the game. Washington is able to take that one down from the backside, and here we are again. Josh McCown continuing to get hit and pressured and sacked.
He's been hit a lot. Marcus Arroyo, the play caller. Story's been told about Jeff Tedford. Hired as their offensive coordinator at the start of the year. He's had health issues all season long. Sacked. And again it is Pyatt. What a game he has had today.
Just constant work. Here he is as a wide 3 technique outside, but he's just going to spike inside. Continues to fight and push. He wanted that play more than Evan Dietrich Smith.
So now 3rd down at 16. McCown in trouble again, looking to the end zone, and juggled incomplete with an eye on Murphy. And it looked like Ratliff.
Biggest thing is 1st down. You get one of those and just let them start burning their timeouts, and you take over the football game.
Hey, 51, go get him.
They pitch it to Forte. And he's tripped up to the 25-yard line. Tampa Bay led 10-0 in the homecoming for Lovie Smith here to Chicago. That was at halftime. But his team turned it over 3 times in his second half. Bears scored 21 unanswered points before Tampa Bay just kicked a field goal a moment ago to pull within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. We welcome those of you who have just watched the Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. Green Bay now in sole possession of first place in the NFC North. Smothered at the line of scrimmage once more is Forte, so here we have it. This is a 3rd down. And we talked a minute ago. Give your team a chance to put it on ice. Bears only 4 out of 14 on 3rd down today. What a tackle in the open field made by Bradley McDougald. And they never got the lost fumble. That was at the 7-yard line. And now McCown, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from tying this game. That is a gain of 9 on the completed pass to Sims out of the backfield. 45 attempts in this one by McCown. Looking for Evans. And broken up. Great coverage here by Jennings. Well, they hand it off to the rookie Charles Sims. That was a 3rd down and a yard. I don't think he got there. So now 4th down and a yard. And that clock's continuing to run. And this is a 4th down.
Bears need to get lined up.
And it looked like McCown stuck his nose in there. The Bears are saying he didn't get there.
Jared Allen spiked inside from the outside. Paella, Ratliff once again holding up there in the middle of that defense. Like,
and now under the 2-minute warning.
The run, it completely changed the confidence that they had in that franchise.
Well, we talked about the Cleveland Browns. What a story they are writing to win the game. Brian Hoyer. Well, what a story he has been for the Cleveland Browns. Everybody talking about Johnny Manziel. And, you know, look, we can talk about the downside of the NFC South. Who's going to be on the outside looking in the AFC North? To the left side. McCown still on his feet, headed for the sideline. Penalty flag down. 5 seconds remain.
Holding.
But they have 21 points thanks to the 4 turnovers. And this will be the final play of the game. And that's it. So the Bears get back-to-back wins after losing 3 in a row. Lovie Smith's return to Chicago started well with a 10-0 lead at halftime, but the Bears rally in the second half behind a stingy defense. 21-13 the final.